Right now, somewhere in your house, there's a roll of soft quilted paper you don't even think about. You just use it. Every single day. Multiple times a day. But for over 99% of human history, that roll did not exist. And what people used instead is so much worse than you're imagining. Let's start in ancient Greece. The Greeks used smooth, rounded pebbles called pessoi. Just rocks, selected for smoothness. That's already rough. But it gets worse. When pebbles weren't available, they used broken pieces of pottery, called ostraca, sanded down at the edges so they wouldn't, in theory, cut you. Here's the part they don't put in the history books. In Athens, when citizens wanted to banish someone from the city forever, they voted by scratching that person's name onto a piece of broken pottery. That vote was also called an ostrakon. Same word, same material. Historians believe that once the vote was over, some of those exact pottery shards, with a political enemy's name still scratched into them, got reused. As wiping material, archaeologists have found one with the name Socrates on it. Let that sink in. Somebody, somewhere, may have used Socrates' name as toilet paper. And he never even got a vote on it. Now let's go to Rome, because Rome had technology. The xylospongium. A sea sponge tied to a stick kept in a bowl of vinegar or salt water at the public latrine. For everyone. To share. You'd sit down next to strangers in a long stone bench with holes cut into it. Reach into the communal bowl, do your business, rinse the sponge, and put it back for the next guy. For centuries, that's the story everyone told. But here's the twist: historians are now walking back. New research on where these sponge sticks were actually found suggests they may not have been for people at all. They may have been toilet brushes, for cleaning the stone bench, which means the shared sponge myth might be, ironically, a huge misunderstanding. Either way, vinegar bowl, stick, public restroom. You do the math. Meanwhile, over in China, they were already ahead of everyone. By the 6th century, paper was being used for hygiene. By the 1300s, the Ming dynasty was producing 2-foot by 3-foot sheets of soft perfumed paper for the emperor. So somewhere around the year 1400, a Chinese emperor was wiping with scented luxury paper, while across the ocean, Europeans were still working out whether moss or a handful of hay was the move. Because that's genuinely what medieval Europeans used. Moss, leaves, hay. Wool, if you were fancy. Your comfort level was directly tied to your social class, which frankly tracks. Fast forward to colonial and frontier America. Corn was everywhere, so corn cobs became the go-to. Corn husks too. And if you lived near a farm with an outhouse well into the 1900s, you probably grew up hearing about the Sears catalog hanging on a nail next to the toilet. That part isn't a myth. It's true. Millions of rural American households used the Sears catalog as bathroom paper for decades. Because it was free, it showed up every year, and the paper was thin and soft enough to work. Then, in the 1930s, Sears switched to glossy, coated paper to make the pictures look nicer. Rural customers were furious, genuinely angry letters, because the new catalog didn't work anymore. That backlash is one of the actual reasons commercial toilet paper finally took over American homes by the 1940s. A print quality upgrade accidentally ended an entire hygiene era. Before that, in 1857, a man named Joseph Gayetty had already tried to fix this. He sold the first commercial toilet paper in America. Flat sheets infused with aloe, 500 sheets for 50 cents. He was so proud of it, he printed his own name on every single sheet. It didn't sell well. Nobody wanted to pay for something they could get from a cornfield or a magazine for free. The roll, the one you actually use today, didn't show up until 1891 when Seth Wheeler patented the perforated toilet paper roll. One idea, one invention, and an entire multi-billion-dollar industry was born from it. So next time you grab the roll without a second thought, remember what you're actually holding. Thousands of years of humanity's most awkward, most creative, most stubborn problem-solving. Pebbles, shards with a philosopher's name on them. A shared vinegar sponge that was maybe a toilet brush the whole time, perfumed royal paper, corn cobs, and a mail-order catalog that made people furious when it stopped working. You are right now living in the most comfortable bathroom moment in all of human history. Try to appreciate that the next time you run out.